So what I got today is this ball joint, I think, that are clicking on the front end of this guy here. I'm going to go ahead and jack it up, get the wheel off. What's been recommended is that you tighten up the ball joints, loosen them up, re-torque them. They had a change in the spec. The lower ball joint was at 33 and they updated it to 59, I believe, foot-pounds. So we're going to go ahead and get that done, make sure everything's good. Beats replacing them, but probably have to do it eventually. So this thing jacked up, we'll go for it. Show you guys real quick. So got the upper ball joint here, cotter pin, and the lower ball joint here, cotter pin. We'll get those cotter pins out and we should be able to torque everything up nicely. So before I had rocked the wheel back and forth, up and down. I'm not hearing any noise or feeling any play. So I don't know if maybe it's just a slight amount of movement, but I've already gone through and tightened, my track bar, everything up here. So I don't think it's any of that. Coming. All right, goes. Take longer to get this tight this cotter pin than to get everything torqued down. I have reused them in the past, but just buy a kit on somewhere, Amazon, Harbor Freight, whatever. Save you a lot of trouble trying to get them back in. Good, I'm just going to cut these flush. There we go. There we go. Easy peasy. Now what size is this? Well, so I got a 22 on the bottom, and I got a 22 on the top of the nut. I don't have any of those crow's feet, and I won't be able to get a wrench on that top ball joint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up. I'm going to grab some tools. I'll actually be right back. Okay, so I'll loosen this up with a breaker bar real quick. It's a 22, by the way. Yeah, that wasn't tight at all, by the way. That wasn't even 30. I mean, that's a little crazy to me. And it had a cotter pin in it, so whoever installed that had it like that. And the reason I use a breaker bar is I was always taught never to loosen fasteners with a torque wrench. Do what you want, but that's the way I was taught. It's calling for 59. Set this up. To me sounds a lot like 60. Let me just check that real quick because I just brought it up. Let's see here. 59 foot-pounds for the lower ball joint and 52 to 59 pounds for the upper ball joint. It says here the lower ball joint torque spec was updated from an earlier value of 33. Well, I can guarantee you that there wasn't even 33. So we're going to go... let's go in the middle there, like 55, I guess. Yeah. Lock that in. Steady pressure. There's that. And I put a big wrench, actually a big adjustable on the other one, because I don't have those crow's feet. I'm going to order some of those tonight. But it, hopefully everything goes back together good. And I already went through and did these yesterday, and same thing on the other side. I did those first because those were easy to get to. Cotter pins here. So one thing I will say, and I know for a fact, if you're ever torquing these down with the castle nuts that use a cotter pin, go ahead, if your hole isn't lined up, always tighten it more to the nearest hole. May have to do that with this one. Looks like it's going to go in, but you never want to loosen it, because if you loosen it, then I mean you have it's not to the right spec. You always want a little tighter than a little looser. fit in here. There we go. So that smaller one out of there. And you always want a cotter pin that fits in there good. We're going to do this. I'm going to actually loosen that up and redo it real quick. It's just not aligned. I wonder if I can hold, because you can actually hold these here and hit that with a wrench. But just that feels real loose to me. So maybe it was pretty close before. That was 55. Actually, let me go to the upper end of the spec and we'll see how it goes. So I can get a little more turn out of that. That's pretty much it there. I want to do this. Alright. So it's not lining up. And if I keep going a lot more, I'm worried I'm going to loosen it up. What we'll do, I got an adjustable here. Just going to see if I can turn this at all. I think I have a small enough socket here to do it. I do. Let's see if we can actually turn this real quick. The whole thing. Oh no. Oh. Alright. Well, so a lot of times those ball joints will actually, it's like a ball and socket, it'll actually spin in there, but I'm assuming with the load on it, it won't let me. Or just because it's captured in this taperedness at the bottom. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. And it's off there, so we'll go ahead and go to the next one. Just moving a little bit till it reaches the next spot in that castle nut where I can get it in, get a cotter pin in there. I think that'll be good. Let's check it. Push on it. There we go. Look at that. So cotter pin sticks through on this side. I'm going to bend that up real quick and show you kind of what I'm doing. So I bend one down and then curl it. That's kind of how it was before, actually. I'm assuming so it doesn't interfere with that with the axle there when it comes around. That way. One down, one up. That should be good enough. So they actually this one, I'm gonna see if I can put it in a little more sideways like. These cotter pins were just a little shorter than the other ones that were in there, but as long as it can't come out of there, you're good. So that's all for that. So you see there, see what I'm looking at. I'm going to bend that one, kind of curl it around a little more. But this one here, decent how that one goes. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't have any rocking when I was going. You hold it 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock and rock back and forth. I didn't have anything there, any movement or any clicking, but you never know. So go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Let me get this wheel back on. There we go. 35s are not too bad. A little heavy, but nothing, not too bad. Just a little more heavy. I don't know. It's like almost one of the reasons I don't want to go to anything bigger, because this same tire in a 38, like just the tire's like 81 pounds plus the wheel. It's a pain in the butt to get up on those studs by yourself. I mainly ride alone, and obviously I work on my stuff alone, so I don't want to fight myself if I don't have to, but probably won't stop me from going to a bigger tire eventually. But yeah, that's the whole process of just loosen them up a little bit and retorque them down. Definitely turned a little bit on that bottom one. Top one, I couldn't really get it turned at all. I don't have those crow's feet, so I tried that adjustable. Just felt like it was slipping a little bit. I did not loosen it up though. I just try to tighten it more. So, get this tightened down. You guys can torque your wheels down if you want to. Me, I'm not worried about it. That gun, I had it for years, and I kind of know what it's probably over torqued by a little bit, to be honest. So there you go. So since I can't hit the upper ball joint because I don't have the proper tool, I'm going to try to do this one without taking the wheel off. I think that'll be a little easier. Laying up underneath here in the shade's kind of nice in this Florida heat. So let me go ahead and see if I can get that straightened out and get that cotter pin out, and we'll torque it just like that. Before I torque it, I am going to lift the axle up because I don't want the weight of the truck on this ball joint. But right now the weight of the truck's on there, so I don't want any extra weight if I don't need it, because I don't want to have you kind of want an accurate reading on it. So let me grab some stuff. So if I could have done this instead of doing it the other way, might have been a little nicer. So I don't know if the weight of the truck would help, because it would essentially push down on here, but whatever. I doubt. I'm sure somewhere somebody's got a torque spec, or but I'd imagine that you don't want the weight of the truck on there when you're torquing it. do the same thing here and just cut that off. Yeah, where it's not all gnarled. Oh man. Try to do one at a time. Don't want to leave that in the driveway. Oh, jeez. There we go. And I don't know where that one went, so well. Again, not instructional, just kind of sharing the stuff I gotta do. And I did ask some people in the forum and looked up some other sources, and guys are saying they're going through and checking torque on their stuff before every ride, and a lot of guys are saying that pretty much every oil change they get up underneath here and check everything. I mean, I don't know how much, you know, four-wheeling or what type of trails those guys are doing, but to me personally that seems a bit excessive. Maybe not. Maybe it's just how Jeeps are and something you need to do. I mean, you know, straight axle Dana 44 stuff, I guess, just kind of the way everything's done. If you're beating on it more, obviously you'd have to, but I mean, some of those guys were saying that they check everything and they're just street driving, so I don't know what to do. You know, like I said, this sort of thing seems like a bit of work every oil change. Alright, see if I can just bend that thing out of there. I can't get this in there. So I can cut that loop. Pull them out one at a time. How about that? That'll make life a little easier. There we go. There's one. Second one just comes out. Alright, let's get this thing jacked up. Kind of ready to jack up from, but we're ready. Alrighty, so I got the weight of truck off. Well, yeah, got the weight of the truck off. Basically, just picking up from the axle. So let's see where I'm gonna put you. Have you not be in the way? That should be good. I don't know if I can fit this in there. No, I'm not going to do that. So I have to take the wheel off. Okay, we'll be back. Alright, so we've got the breaker bar. Remember, I don't loosen with a torque wrench. So let's see what this one's at. Yeah. I don't know. To me, that seems maybe 35 pounds there. Maybe. Seems real loose to me. So, they did change the torque spec, which we know. Let's go a little bit more. We can see our hole for. do the same thing to this side as we did the other side. Again, if we just have to replace him, we'll replace him. It's not a big deal. Oh, a little bit more. Let's go just enough to get to the next hole. I'm gonna have to order some of those crow's feet. Ah, look at that. Fancy. Always loosen up your torque wrench when you're done. Put it back to 0. I don't know. I feel like I can tell the old guy that taught me. I feel like his voice is in my head about putting his stuff back the way he wanted it. So, same thing, just grab this, bend it down, I'm gonna roll it under. It's crazy that that's how they actually were before. Roll this one up. Just so it can't slide out of there. Of course, I've never had one slide out, so not too worried. And it doesn't need to look pretty. It needs to hold and work. Let's bring it back over here. Get this thing on real quick. Put it up there and I kind of hold it with my foot. Let's get these started on here. Whole process except for the upper. Did hear a slight creak in the rear end. I have plans to redo the control arms and rear and front track bars and stuff, so not too worried about it. I'm not noticing any wobbling in the back end or anything, but something to keep an eye on. Again, I plan to change all that before the end of the year, but tighten it down. There you go.